Title: I restored a broken Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud next to my neighbor, then Karen tried to claim it. When Evan Price, a retired engineer, bought an old, rusted Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud, everyone thought he was crazy. The car barely had a frame left, its wheels sunk into the dirt, its chrome dull and cracked. But to Evan, it was a dream. Every night after work, he spent hours in his driveway sanding, polishing, and rebuilding. The quiet hum of his tools became the neighborhood soundtrack. Except for Karen, the self-appointed law enforcer next door. One morning, she stomped over in her floral robe, waving a clipboard. You can't restore junk in this neighborhood. It violates Section 14B, Property Appearance Clause. Evan wiped his hands and smiled. It's a classic. I'm bringing it back to life. Karen sneered. Not when it's parked next to my house. Weeks later, when the car was finally restored, gleaming silver, purring like a dream, the entire block gathered to admire it. Everyone except Karen. Instead, she marched up to Evan with a smirk. Funny thing, she said. That Rolls-Royce doesn't have your name on the title. I checked the plates, it's unregistered. Which means it's abandoned property. And I'm claiming it. Evan's jaw tightened. He didn't say a word. He just walked to his garage, pressed a button, and the door lifted to reveal a custom sign. Greater than, property of Evan Price, Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud Restoration featured in Classic Motor Heritage magazine. Right beside it hung a framed letter from Rolls-Royce HQ, thanking him for preserving a rare model. Karen's smirk vanished. Wait. You. Evan turned to her, smiling calmly. Greater than, you tried to claim my car, Karen. But what you actually did, was try to steal a registered piece of automotive history. That's grand theft. Her face went white as the WA board president walked up, shaking his head. Karen, you're suspended from all WA activity. As Evan started the silver cloud and rolled down the street, neighbors clapped and cheered. The car gleamed in the sun, a symbol of patience and poetic justice. Greater than, funny thing, Evan chuckled to himself. Some people see junk, others see legacy. Title: I restored a broken Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud next to my neighbor, then Karen tried to claim it as hers. For months, Daniel Cole spent his evenings under the same old carport, rebuilding a wrecked 1960 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud. The car was a forgotten shell when he found it, rusted, dented, and left for dead. But for Daniel, a former mechanic and World War II historian, it was more than metal. It was a legacy. The neighbors watched with curiosity, except Karen, the self-proclaimed queen of the HOA. Every week she showed up, armed with her little clipboard and her louder opinions. Daniel, this isn't a scrapyard, she'd complain. Your junk car is lowering the value of our street. Daniel would just smile and keep polishing. It's not junk, Karen. It's history. Then one Saturday morning, the impossible happened. The engine roared to life, deep, powerful, flawless. The neighborhood kids cheered as Daniel rolled the car out of the driveway, its chrome gleaming like liquid silver. But Karen wasn't clapping. She marched over, phone in hand, recording. Actually, she said smugly, that car's been sitting here unregistered for over a year. According to WA policy, it's abandoned property. Which means, by law, I can claim it. Daniel just looked at her for a long second, then walked into his garage and returned with a document folder. You mean this registration? He said, flipping it open. Issued last week, in my name. Oh, and this. He pulled out another paper, a contract from a local museum, offering to display the restored Rolls-Royce for their heritage exhibit. Karen's smile faltered. That's fake. But before she could finish, a familiar black SUV rolled up. Out stepped the county inspector, and his wife, who happened to be the WA president. Karen, the president said coldly, we reviewed your report. Turns out, you tried to file a false property claim against Mr. Cole. That's an offense. Karen's phone slipped from her hand. Daniel just grinned, started the car, and said over the purr of the engine. Greater than, guess you won't be filing any more reports, huh? As he drove off, the silver cloud shimmered down the street, proof that patience, not power, always wins. And behind him, Karen stood speechless, watching the car she tried to steal become the pride of the entire town.